Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to do a couple of small projects inside of a Panda Express. The first one is we're going to remove this little table with the posts. Then afterwards, we're going to remove all these bamboo sticks that are kind of dividing the space and put a new countertop on top of that. And then at the very end, we're going to be replacing some of the concrete parking stop on the outside and putting some rubber ones. In order to remove this marble countertop, it's secured to the bases at the bottom, and so we're just removing those screws, and then we were able to take out that countertop. Then afterwards, to remove all these poles, we actually had to break and demo all of the tile that is around each pole. Each of these tiles measures 16 inches, or no, I think it's 15 inches by 15 inches. And thankfully, the manager on site, they had the replacement tile to match what is existing on the restaurant. So we have that readily available. We're going to be installing it here in a little bit later in the video. So as soon as we demo all of the tiles surrounding each one of the poles, we're going ahead and picking up all the debris, putting it into that bucket, and then just throwing it out there in the dumpster so we can keep the area nice and clean. But this project, it was quite messy, especially with this portion right here where we had to break all of this tile. We're being very careful working around the edges, and in order to remove those steel posts, we had to hit it with this we have this, it's like a breaker, and it's a smaller breaker, so we're just breaking the area directly surrounding the pole, and that helped to kind of loosen up the pole. Then afterwards, that sledgehammer we have right there, we hit it towards the top, and that helped to remove them a lot easier. Then over here, the bamboo sticks, we cut those with a multi-tool, and you just kind of cut them flush with the counter, and that helps us to remove them very quickly. And we're just going to dispose of those, and in that area right on top, we're going to be putting a brand new countertop that is, it's like a vinyl material that matches the color. So these are the two projects that we were able to do at the same time. We actually only had about 3 hours to do all of this work because the manager told us that the restaurant, they open it up at 10:30 in the morning, and so we decided to come in here at 7 a.m. with a couple of our guys so they can start getting to the demo right away. We didn't want to do any of this while they were making food or while they're, the customers were going to be around. We definitely didn't want to do that, so that's where we came here super early. We were able to get most of the demo work and everything done in about an hour, and then afterwards we just kind of cleaned up the area. This post was the one that was the hardest. We actually had to cut it with a grinder. We have the blade there to cut the metal, and now we were able to take that one out. But this is the area now. Once we took all the countertop and the poles out of the way, now this is ready, so we can go ahead and prep it and install the new tile. Over here, we already removed all the bamboo posts or the poles, and this definitely opened up the space like so much more. And this is the vinyl material. I found this at my local Home Depot store. I actually had to purchase it and have it delivered. It took about 2 to 3 weeks to get it, but once it came in, we just had it readily available for whenever we schedule this project. And the way how you install it is you want to measure the space where it's going to go on. You cut it to the size, and we're using this heat gun. This is going to help us just to kind of help it to mount and adhere to the surface. We're going to be putting on some liquid nails and then put it, and that's what's going to help us to adhere it to the surface, the existing surface. Then over here, to prep the floor before we can put the tile, where we sweeped all the area, and then we're basically vacuuming all the dust and everything, just kind of breaking and prepping a few areas. Then afterwards, we're gonna be applying this thin set mortar. So this is the liquid nails that we're putting on the surface. We put it all along each edge and then also in the middle, and that will help us so this new laminate material will adhere super strong. They have different kinds of liquid nails. The one that I'm using over here, it's the heavy duty one. So this one, I mean, it's stuck like super quick. We put this blue tape around the edges just to kind of help keep it down for a little bit, but I mean, it almost didn't even need that. Once we put this liquid nails on there, we put some pressure on it and just make sure everything was nice and compressed in the surface. That was like all it needed. Then over here, I bought only one bag of the thin set mortar. We put that in one of our 5-gallon buckets, put some water in there, and then we have this drill that we have this mixer tool on it, and that's how you mix the thin set mortar. Then when you have it in this nice consistency, you can put it directly in your workspace, and we have this trowel. It's special for tile. We're able to spread everything around evenly, and then afterwards we can put those tiles directly in the space. Over there on the vinyl countertop, we're actually sanding down all of the edges to remove any sharpness or anything like that, just to make sure it's nice and smooth everywhere. So the tile that we installed, I think total it was about 6 sections, and these measure 15 inches by 15 inches. So they're called the large format tile. It wasn't too bad. I mean, you know, they're pretty easy to work with. You just mostly have to make sure that you have enough of the thin set material, and the trowel, it's gonna give you the spacing that you need. Like when you spread it around, and then you can just pull it back, and all the excess you can put it back into your bucket. But that will help you to make sure you have just enough of the mortar, so that way you can just put the tile and it will match the same level of the existing floor. Then after we installed the last tile, we're mixing in the grout. Now this grout, you don't need very much. I mean, it's just going on the seams that directly surround the new tile. The grout that I purchased was this charcoal color. You know, with this really dark gray tile, the charcoal grout, it goes perfectly in combination with that. So that's what we're applying right here. We just have this spatula, and we have that grout already mixed in our little can right there. We just get a little bit and spread it around evenly, and once we have it all in the space, we're gonna clean it up with a sponge and some water, and then it'll be all good to go. Here in a little bit, I'll show you the results after we installed all of this. I mean, it ended up looking amazing. So once we get that done, we're always continuing to heat up this little counter space, the laminate material, so that way when we go ahead and put on the adhesive, the liquid nails on there, it's gonna be nice and warm, and it's just gonna be like sticking so much better. So it's just a little tip. I mean, you don't have to do it if you don't have a heat gun, but we found that helps quite a bit. So, and they're usually not that expensive. You can even get like a cordless one, and they're even like less than $100. You can pick one up pretty easily. So once we applied all the grout, we are removing it with some water and a sponge, and just cleaning up the area, removing all the excess. And once we clean it up nice and well, it'll be all fully complete. Over here on the countertop, we're just, like I said, we're sanding up all of the edges so we don't have any sharp things going on. Then out here, we're going to be replacing these 2 concrete stops in these handicap spaces. These ones were already cracked and failing, so we were able to hit them with a sledgehammer and remove them pretty easily. These were secured with 2 metal stakes into the concrete, but you know, the new ones are like rubber, and we're gonna put some new bolts and screws onto that, bolt nuts and bolts. But over here, yeah, this is the tile, how it turned out. I mean, it looks amazing, like if nothing ever happened. and it was pretty awesome, the transformation that happened over there. These are the new rubber parking stops that they got. It has 4 fastener points, so we're going to be installing some new bolts into the concrete and securing them, so that way the clients can park here and they don't have to worry about these breaking, because these are a lot more strong and they last a lot longer than the concrete ones. So this one was pretty quick, but thankfully between 2 of our guys we were able to get this project started at 7 a.m. By like 10 o'clock we were mostly completed with all the work on the inside. Then we just helped the manager just kind of clean up the area. We put on some signs just letting people know that not to step on that new tile that we put in for about at least 6 to 8 hours. After that, I mean, they can use it and it will be totally fine. The countertop that we put on top, we noticed that after like an hour and a half, that one was perfect. You can use it right away. But these are the results after we did all the tile work, put the new parking stops and the new counter, laminate counter, and it just transformed this restaurant space. So we hope you like this video. Please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel and activate the notification bell, so that way you won't miss out on any videos that we'll be uploading every single week. In the description below, I'll leave several links with materials and tools that we recommend for doing this kind of project. Thanks for watching until the end. May God bless you, and I'll see you on the next project.